Tonight on KGW News, a violent robbery in southeast Portland leaves everyone in a local dispensary shaken up. Why the owner says the timing of this is so frustrating. Plus, a KGW investigation into how schools are dealing with an uptick in threats that turn out to be hoaxes. Then, a community honoring a veteran's dream ahead of what could be his last Christmas.
It's fantastic. It's all lit up at night. I'm surprised at how much is there. It's really shining.
And later, another letdown in Portland's response to the homeless crisis.
It's like a time bomb just ticking in the back of our minds.
A shelter site about to close with 70 people staying there, now not knowing what's next. Good evening, I'm Christine Pitawanich. We begin tonight with a heartbreaking case out of Washington County. Deputies say a man shot and killed his 16-year-old daughter before turning the gun on himself. Alma McCarty joins us now from the newsroom. Alma, such a tragic situation.
Yeah, Christine, just a really devastating case here. Investigators initially responded for a welfare check on the father and daughter yesterday morning after a concerned caller said they'd stopped hearing from them. When they arrived at the Baseline Woods Apartments off Southwest 201st Avenue, that's near Beaverton, deputies found them both dead inside of their apartment. They later ruled this a murder-suicide and believe the 45-year-old Nicholas Alexander, the father, shot and killed his 16-year-old daughter, then shot himself. Officials say the teen was a junior at Century High School in the Hillsborough School District. The principal released a letter to families today sharing the sad news and offering different resources to help students cope with the sudden loss. Now, as for the father, we've learned that Alexander was a corrections officer for nearly a decade, working at the Coffee Creek Correctional Facility in Wilsonville for most of that time. Records show he was on a leave of absence beginning in October. A spokesperson telling us he was the subject of an internal investigation, but could not give us any more specific details. Washington County investigators haven't released information about a motive, but ask anyone with information about this case to reach out. Christine.
Truly terrible. Thank you so much on your reporting, though, Alma. If you or someone you know has thoughts of suicide, there is help. Just dial the number on your screen. That is 988 to speak to a trained crisis counselor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, Portland police say a man suspected of stabbing someone last night died while in custody. It happened near a plaid pantry on North Going Street and Interstate Avenue. Portland police say officers found the suspect nearby and handcuffed him without using force, and moments later he lost consciousness. Police say the medical examiner found no evidence his death was caused by outside trauma. We're waiting on the official cause of death. In the meantime, the officers involved are on leave, which is standard protocol. The person who was stabbed is expected to survive. A Northeast Portland restaurant owner is suing the city for $2.4 million because of its odor code. According to the lawsuit, the owner of the Vietnamese restaurant Pho Gabo says he was unfairly targeted over cooking odor complaints. He says multiple inspections and fines ultimately forced the business to shut down in February.
He fined me and then he fined me again and then again. Even after we closed, he still fined me. City of Portland needs to be held accountable.
In October, the city amended the odor code to exempt restaurants. The new rules take effect in March. Portland City Council has approved a $120 million plan to extend a Portland streetcar line. The extension is part of a plan to transform a largely industrial part of Northwest Portland into a more transit-friendly spot with housing and businesses. The expanded line will operate from Northrop Street north to Montgomery Park. The project is getting some local funding, and the city is still asking for federal funding. If all the money comes through, the city says construction could start by 2027. Caught on camera, a violent attack at a southeast Portland cannabis dispensary, and tonight police are still looking for the suspects. Police say the crooks broke into a truly pure dispensary and assaulted an employee. Catherine Cook spoke with the owner. A warning, some of the video you're about to see may be hard to watch.
Police tell us the robbery happened Tuesday night here on Southeast Grand and Yamhill. The employee badly beaten. Everyone here is shaken up, and the owner hopes someone out there knows who did it. Tuesday night at 9:40, an employee at Truly Pure Dispensary on Southeast Grand was at the register when 4 masked men barge in. Security video shows them pointing a gun at his head before forcing him upstairs to a back room. The owner says that's where they assaulted the victim. The video shows one crook punching him several times.
Yeah, sick to our stomachs.
Matt Bucher co-owns Truly Pure.
We're happy he's alive and okay, but yeah, beaten pretty badly, and obviously I'm sure there's going to be plenty of PTSD to follow.
Bucher says his employee was treated and released from the hospital. He says he suffered a broken nose, black eye, and possible concussion after this second assault downstairs.
Basically hit his head hard enough that it bounced off the door and he collapsed to the ground. So he's got a pretty good sized knot on the head.
Over the next 3.5 minutes, video shows the men filling bags with merchandise and cash. Cameras captured part of the suspect's face after he pulled down his mask. Bucher says he's the guy who attacked his employee. Eventually, the 4 men leave and jump into their getaway vehicle, a dark-colored BMW X4. Bucher says in recent months, crooks have hit more than a dozen local dispensaries. For that reason, he was planning on installing a locking door with a buzzer here. But just days before the install, this happened. He wishes more could be done.
I think that there is enough tax revenue coming from our industry that there should be something put in place that is, advocating for us and protecting us in these scenarios.
Police tell us they are investigating the assault but haven't made any arrests. If you have any information on this case, you can email it to crimetips@police.portlandoregon.gov. In Southeast Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Now to a homeless shelter that's closing in Northeast Portland less than 2 years after it opened. About 70 people living in vehicles are staying at the site, and they're shocked they're going to have to move this spring. The Salvation Army runs the Sunderland RV Safe Park, which opened in July of last year. The Portland Bureau of Transportation initially used the land for maintenance operations. It moved to another location to accommodate the shelter, but now its permit for the other spot is up, so PBOT needs to move back.
So I don't understand how they can't find another parking lot to put your trucks versus putting people out on the street. It's like a time bomb just ticking in the back of our minds.
Seems to me a big waste of money for the city and a big lack of understanding between different parts of the city government.
The city of Portland is working with Multnomah County to try to make sure no one ends up out of their RVs and on the streets. We asked the city if people will be able to move to a new sanctioned RV campsite in North Portland, but have not yet heard back.